Hello. Thank you for joining me on a walk today. I really do like this footage. It's a place I go to often, and in this one, it's good weather, beautiful clouds, bright blue sky, water's flowing, flowers are blooming. I know it's kind of hard to tell, but in the footage, there's a lot of bugs floating around, some butterflies. So it was a really nice walk, real calm, and thought I'd share it. My close pal owns an acreage where she raises chickens, so I am doing some mending work for her to trade for the mini eggs that she has given me. This is a gun case that her grandma made for her dad when he was young. She was moving it from the closet and the handle ripped. I'm not just trying to fix it, but also reinforce it. I was taught many years ago, instead of the traditional way of threading a needle with one end of your thread and tying a knot in the opposite end, you take both ends, thread those through the eye, and it leaves you with a loop at the end. It makes your work stronger by using two stitches at the same time, and also leaves the beginning nice and clean with no bump for a knot. On these older woven fabrics, especially after they've already started ripping, it's really hard to get a good stitch. So, what I like to do is create a new base, and I will take the thread and go around and loop it back through the work to create a new base here up and down the side. And then I will take this needle and weave it between those stitches and the fabric that's there and strengthen it that way. This is my Grammy Mossman. She was my father's mother's mother, and she was incredibly special. I wanted to take some time dedicated to talking about her because I believe she deserves it. I didn't spend a lot of time with Grammy because she was in a nursing home since I was born. But my mother did drive us up there on Sundays from time to time to go and visit her. And I remember pushing her in her wheelchair through the hallways. That was always really fun to do as a kid. My brother and I also kind of messed around with her wheelchair when she wasn't in it. I remember that. But really, I remember just how much she smiled and was so happy to see us and was very happy to listen to our stories. So it might not have seemed like a lot, but to me, she was very important just by being a friendly grandma to listen to me talk. I was talking to my grandma, Grammy's only daughter, about Grammy. And it's always nice to do that because my grandma gets a big smile on her face remembering her mom. It's very sweet. I can tell that she really loved her mom. Well, when we talk about Grammy, a few good stories come up, of course. There's the one where she called Grandma in 7th or 8th grade, I think Grandma was, and said, "Go get the scissors and cut my hair." And my grandma was pretty overwhelmed. She didn't want to do that. She said, "Well, what if I mess it up?" And Grammy said that she couldn't mess it up. So from that day on, Grandma was the one who cut her hair. These are a couple of pictures of a doily Grammy crocheted. It's beautiful, isn't it? She was so talented. It's also quite large. I wonder how many hours it took her. Grandma told me that Grammy was able to charge $15 for a doily this size. Seems like not nearly enough, even in those times. I know I said Grammy had a wheelchair, but I didn't explain why. Grammy had diabetes, and it stole her mobility. I never knew Grammy to be able to walk, but I do remember visiting her and recognizing that she was able to move less and less. I remember as it got harder for her to move, I would try to position myself so she could see me without struggling. But I think what made it even harder was I had another great grandma at the same nursing home, and I honestly dreaded having to visit her. I would have gladly stayed with Grammy. Even in Grammy's circumstance, she still showed everyone kindness. Not my other grandma. She was pissed. She felt like she had been sentenced to prison time. And I understand more of it now. But as a kid, all I could see was that Grammy had it bad and was still kind. And great grandma had her mind and mobility, equaling having it good, but was terrible to be around. Never smiled and didn't say anything nice unless baseball was on. And still, that wasn't even enough to keep her happy. But like I said, I get it now. I think I'd be pretty bitter in either case. Not being able to move, and on the other side, being mobile all the way to over 100 years old and not being allowed to stay home. We have lots of family stories, and I don't want to share them all here. But as we all know, the options for women were so limited in Grammy's lifetime. And I'm not sure, and I never asked, what Grammy would have wanted out of life if given different opportunities. All I do know is that she took the greatest care of her family that she was able to. In poverty and immobility, she smiled and did anything she could for her family. I wanted to be sure to say that everyone who knew Alta Cleora Reese Mossman still misses her today. I love the ending to this video. I think it clearly shows how to cast off by knitting 2 stitches together and slipping the stitch back onto the left needle. I would suggest though, if you are working on a project with more meaning than a simple dishcloth, be sure that the last knitted row is at the tension that you want, because sometimes the cast off row turns baggy and unsightly if not at the correct tension. I also like how my homemade hold my yarn bag looks. get to enjoy your life. It is yours.